You definitely want to get more listings, right? Well, what I'm going to tell you today is one of the single most powerful tips ever given on how to get more listings and get the sellers to decide to hire you on the spot. My name is Kevin Ward with YesMasters.com, teaching real estate agents to get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And today I want to share with you what I consider to be the #1 top secret for getting listings. And it doesn't matter whether you've been selling real estate for 30 years, for 5 years, or for no years. This is the single most powerful thing that you can do anytime, anywhere to increase your chances of connecting with the sellers and getting them to hire you. And it's very simply this: stop being boring. I'm absolutely dead serious. I cannot tell you how common it is when real estate agents go on listing presentations is they literally start talking, and within 17 seconds the sellers completely check out. Why? #1, because you're talking instead of asking. You're talking about you, you're talking about, hey, let me show you what I can do to get your home sold, and you sound boring. And I want to share with you today one very, very powerful technique, one powerful strategy to help you get the sellers more engaged than you've ever done before. And I call it very simply the 3 little pig tonality. Now here's what you got to understand. Whenever you start talking, well, let me ask you this. When you do a listing presentation, are you catching them? Are you sitting down with the sellers when they're fresh and they're excited and they can't wait to meet with you? Or are you typically sitting down with them when they're kind of tired? It's usually later in the day, it's maybe at the end of the day, or maybe they're on lunch break, they're a little bit rushed, they're a little bit frazzled, and to be real honest with you, they aren't really excited about meeting with you. Now this is something you just have to understand about how sellers think. See, we're into agent think. We think like agents. So if you want to be powerful at connecting with sellers, you got to just practice some seller think. How do sellers think? Well, here's the deal. Sellers want to move. Sellers are not interested or excited about listing their house. They want to get it sold for top dollar. They just want the money in their pocket and be able to get on with their life. They're really, the process of listing is just kind of a necessary evil. In fact, I tell agents that listing to a seller is like a root canal to a dental patient when your teeth hurt. Okay, now if your teeth hurt, why do you go to the dentist? You don't want a dentist. You don't want a root canal. What do you want? I want my teeth to stop hurting. So what do? I go to the dentist. Well, see, they don't want to list, and they don't want an agent. They want to get their home sold. They want to get their money out so they can move on with their life. That's what they want. So they're not totally excited about meeting with you. So when you sit down with them and you say, well, thank you very much, Mr. and Miss Seller, for meeting with me today. I'm honored about it. I'm very looking forward to listing your house. I'm very looking forward to helping you make this move. And I mean, I hope you can see in my face how absolutely excited I am and committed I am. And we've got a lot of stuff to go over. So let's just begin, because I want to spend a lot of time telling you about me and how great I am and what I can do for you. And then we'll get this thing started. Okay? And that's how you come across. So here's what you got to do. You got to change it. Now, how did your parents, when they told you the story of the 3 little pigs, how did they tell you to? Well, once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. And the first little pig built his house out of sticks. And see, they didn't tell it to you that way, did they? No, they go, now, once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. And the first little pig built his house out of straw. And you're engaged. Why? Because they're telling you a story in a way that sounds like what they're going to say actually is exciting. It's actually something important. There's actually what's coming next is going to get you. So when you get ready to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Seller, when you sit down with them, in fact, the very first words out of your mouth when you sit down with them is, all right, let's talk about getting you to San Diego. I didn't say, all right, let's talk about getting you to San Diego. Now, the first thing I'd like to do is review your situation and what's important to you about making this move. Instead of saying, now the first thing that I would like to do is review your situation and what's important to you about making this move. Is that okay? See what the difference is? Don't be boring. Use the 3 little pig tonality. I know it'll feel weird at first, but once you get into it, once you understand, you see, and I'll just be honest with you. Can I just be totally frank? Here's the deal. As a real estate trainer, you watching me on a YouTube video, there are tons of real estate trainers on YouTube videos. Can you tell the biggest difference between me and most real estate trainers on video? Very first thing is, I got energy and enthusiasm. I actually am excited to talk to you because I believe what I've got to tell you is absolutely freaking off the charts, powerful, and will help you have a greater business and have a better life. That's what it's all about. And when you sit down with the seller, they want to know you're excited to be there, that you're excited or you're committed and interested in actually helping them get their home sold for top dollar. And if it doesn't come out in your energy and your enthusiasm, they're sleeping. In 17 seconds, their mind is somewhere else, and in 17 minutes, they're asleep. Now, they may not be asleep with their eyeballs, but they're asleep inside because you're not keeping them engaged because they don't think it's exciting. So be exciting. Stop being boring. Get more listings. Expect always to get the yes.